Welcome back to Missoula inside Dahlberg Arena as the Grizzlies will begin a 4-match homestand tonight after playing 13 of their last 14 on the road. They carry a ton of momentum into this match and they lead Northern Arizona a 7-0 with a 5-point advantage here in set number 2. Riley Cork and Nate Michael, so happy to be with you. We get this point underway, and Northern Arizona wisely lets it drift wide, and they get the important side out of the timeout.
Well, that time NAU able to seal up that block against Semideni over there on the right side. Did not have the seam that she tried to go into, and that's how they were able to score that point right there, is really keying in.
Millie O'Ketter, the junior defensive specialist from Durango, Colorado. She's the team leader in digs, 4th in NAU history in that category. Anderson tried to surprise the Lumberjacks. They were ready for it. Back and forth we go. Good job by Lexi Batesel, the only freshman in the rotation for Montana, as that swing will hit the net from Casey Moore, and the Grizz will take advantage.
And you see right there with the dump by Anderson twice in a row, you know, no one expects you to do it twice in a row. She did the first one, and they got on it, but they weren't able to get a great swing out of that transition. NAU wasn't. The second one really wasn't expecting it, not able to get the great swing, forced it into an air. It's not just when it goes down, it's how she can keep teams out of system by doing it.
And it was Sarah Ashley that was serving for Montana. Caught a bit off guard with that soft touch across for NAU. They get the side out. Back to serve for the Jacks is going to be Kate Hatch, 6-foot junior from Mesa, Arizona. She's 9th all time. She just reached that 1,000 assist plateau in the 5-match win against Northern Colorado last time out. Grizz, first touch from Howell to Anderson. The swing from Jolly is blocked, so Moreno will regroup. Outside to Howell, and the Grizz will take advantage this time.
And Howell working again on that inside. Both outsides, I've noticed, as soon as they get out of system, they get that high ball, they really take that good wide approach, get on the inside of the block, and they score a lot of points through there.
For the Grizzlies, 3-headed attack, Nate. Talk us through the stats a bit with Clark, Semideni, and Jolly.
Yeah, and it was 6 kills apiece. You know, and really 6 kills apiece and only 6 errors total between the 3 of them, hitting at a great clip right now.
Grizz will get in system. Moreno, Anderson outside. That one's cashed in by Paige Clark.
And make it 7 for Paige Clark as she gets another cross-court kill against NAU and the biggest lead of the night for the Grizzlies.
They've doubled up Northern Arizona for Paige Clark. What a great story. She was brought in to be the backup setter for Carly Anderson, was going to redshirt last year. Coach Lawrence and the rest of the staff realized very quickly she's too valuable to redshirt. She's the Swiss Army knife, and now the key outside hitter for the Grizzlies, as Montana will only extend this lead.
Yeah, and if you're Northern Arizona right now, they're going to call a timeout. They're going to want to go talk about it here. But, yeah, they just need to regroup a little bit. They've been in a lot of 5-set matches. They just need to weather the storm right here. I think when you're down this much in a set, like, it's about your momentum. You can't think about trying to win the set. Just make sure you're trying to get momentum. If that gets you close and you can squeak something out, then great. But if not, you go into the third, like, with your rhythm a little bit. And it gives you time to relax because you're not thinking about the outcome as much.
Put your coaching hat on here. If you are legendary head coach in Ken Murphy, is it more from a mental standpoint right now in this timeout or an X's and O's standpoint to try and change strategy around?
You know, a little bit of both because they're battling a lot. They've got players out. You know, they're missing a couple of outsides that have been great for them. Taylor Jacobson hasn't played in, I think, 5 matches. And then Kylie Moran, she's out tonight. And so there's players that are in positions that they haven't been a whole lot. You know, like Chernis normally comes in as a DS. She's a 6 rotation outside right now. So she's passing 3 more rotations than she normally does. So I think it's calming everybody down, letting everybody grasp that, and then once that happens, the mental side happens, then you can attack it a little bit with the X's and O's. But you gotta execute first contacts first.
And you add other factors into it. This is the longest road trip of the year for Northern Arizona. Give credit to the Montana faithful. This is a great environment on a Thursday night for a community that was so happy to welcome these Grizzlies back. It's Northern Arizona hitting -154 in this set, just 1 kill compared to 3 different errors. Grizz have taken control. Anderson to the outside, Jolly. NAU able to keep this one alive. Good effort from Millie O'Ketter and across from Casey Moore. Anderson back in the middle, another dump attempt. NAU, good effort to keep it alive this time. Slowed down at the net, and the Jacks will get a much-needed point.
Yeah, right there. They were able to stop the bleeding a little bit and out of that timeout, be able to get a point and reassess and get it back going for themselves. Watch if they can get the ball throw through the rest of this set. Watch for a steady flow of Savannah Hassan right now.
4 freshmen truly contribute for Northern Arizona, and Casey Moore is one of them, and she will knock an ace in the stat column.
Excellent serve right there in the high seam. Both players went after it, but it was high up on the shoulders. Difficult to get your platform behind that one.
Grizz hitting 300 here through a set and a half. NAU just under 200 at 180. Grizzlies to the outside, and Paige Clark, 7 kills already. Anderson gets it high. Clark again. Little jostle at the net, goes wide, and the Grizz get the side out.
Yeah, and that's a great ball right there by Clark, because she was kind of trap set, didn't really have a whole lot of space to go, and just kind of tried to throw it off that block to try and save that point.
Settle in. NAU and Montana both comfortable in playing long matches. They played a 5-setter 3 weeks ago tonight, and Lumberjacks get the point to make it a 14-9 contest.
And this right here, like this pace, they were able to slow it down. They kind of stopped the scoring runs from the Grizzlies. They got a point out of the timeout, a couple of quick side outs. That's how you want to build the momentum coming out of this set.
We talked about that match 3 weeks ago. It was the Big Sky opener and a reverse sweep for Montana to keep that winning streak alive. Again, the longest in 16 years for the Grizzlies. And the Lumberjacks maybe even surprised themselves that they were able to get that point.
Yeah, no, and Chernus right there. That ball was you squabble at the net a little bit, but Chernus was able to get up and just put that ball right to the perfect spot right there in that deep corner. Moreno was sucked up a little bit, I think ready for kind of the garbage ball after that net play.
Lumberjacks are playing fast, Nate, and they have found a way to go on a mini run.
And they've kind of gone away as Howe started to pass better out of that first set. They kind of went away from her as a target, going towards Sarah Ashley right now and getting some tight passes and able to score some points out of it.
Allison Lawrence is so calm, cool, and collected on the sideline. I was looking down, maybe a timeout. She trusts her team, and a service error will give her squad the serve back.
Yeah, and they were trying to go at we see Sarah Ashley subbing out now, trying to go at her a 3rd time, but really tried to push it high up on those shoulders and ended up putting it out of bounds.
4-point advantage for Montana. Riley Corcoran, Nate Michaels, so happy to be with you. The Grizz return home. 7 of their next 9 here in Missoula, and a beautiful swing from Savannah Hassan.
That was a thump right there. And like, she's been high on the block a whole bunch, but you gave her way too much line, and she put that one straight down. Moreno just got out of the way.
I would have too.
Yeah.
To talk about the set, though, I think it caught the Grizzlies off surprise a little bit, and it was very valuable. As Moreno to Anderson, quick for Montana on the offense this time, and Paige Clark has her 9th kill.
And Clark right there from the right side that time. Versatile, she hits well from both sides. You know, you find hitters sometimes that hit way better on the left or the right, depending on who they are. Paige, I think, equally is versatile on both sides.
Grizz to serve up by 4. Good dump across, and Kate Hatch, here's the experience. She knew when to use it, and she gets the point.
You know, we talked about Carly Anderson putting the ball over on 2. I think Kate Hatch does a really good job when she puts the ball over on 2. She's a 6-foot setter. She's big at the net right there. She has a good 2-handed dump that gets very sneaky. She has a high contact point that's hard to read, and that one right there, like, very, very good getting that by the Grizzlies.
A rare mistake from Jackie Howell, the experienced senior. She let that one go. It found the line, and the Jacks have drawn closer at 16-14 in a pivotal second set that Ken Murphy's squad absolutely needs. And again this time, both teams thought they had the point, but it goes to Montana.
No, I think the up official gave it, overruled the down official, and gave that point to NAU, and that's another ace right there by Chernus, who is the team leader in aces.
Back to back, so 3 times they let it go. Finally the point, but Nate, I will go back to this. I was looking at the line judge, the head ref. They both had different calls for that previous point.
And it does happen. The R1, who is up on top, can overrule that line judge at any point. So the line judge is there, but if the head official, the R1, says, hey, no, I saw that, I know exactly where that ball was, she can overrule at any point.
Talk about authority, right?
Absolutely. They're running the show.
17-15 here. Great dig in the back row, sets up Montana. Back and forth we go at the net. Love to see the effort in a game that means so much to both of these programs. Anderson in the middle, slowed down at the net by Elder. Outside again, and Montana will take the point this time.
Yeah, and that's the rally started a little bit sloppy, I think, for both groups. It was going to be a really important rally for Montana to win, to maintain like control over this match. As you see that ball off the kill, goes right out of bounds. The Grizzlies knew it, followed it out very smartly. Point for the Grizzlies.
Leading by 3. Here's Hatch to the outside. Slowed down by Anderson and Jolly. Semideni puts her whole body into this one. Grizz savvy at the net to keep it alive. Here's Batesel, now to the right side, Semideni. Good effort, Turnus keeps it going. Longest rally we've had tonight. Anderson to the outside and Howell, and Montana goes up by 4.
And that, through that long rally, very good first contact on that last possession by the Grizzlies. A lot of speed to Howell, and that's how she was able to get it. The block, a little bit spaced, a little bit gapped. The pin blocker didn't really know where she needed to be on that one, and Howell was able to get that kill.
The Grizz can sense it now, leading by 4. Anderson tapped it to the right side. Semideni dug up by Hatch. Slowed down to O'Ketter. Grizz with a good block at the net. Here we go again, and Jordan Elder, the team leader in hitting percentage, cashes in with her 75th kill of the season.
And that was a big kill right there. Reached very high, like great contact point. Nothing the Grizz were going to do on that one.
1916. Here's O'Ketter, the junior and a Colorado native. Good student section support tonight, trying to will these Grizzlies to a 2-set lead. Anderson, that ball hung in midair for what seemed like seconds. They go right back to Howell this time, and this drifts wide. The Grizz are first to 20.
And that's a great shot. Put that ball on the outside of her shoulder. You can see NAU's defense shifting because that set wasn't that great. It was coming from a really hard spot on the court. Howell couldn't really get around it to get on the outside, but she still managed to cut that ball inside the libero for the kill.
Montana hitting a remarkable 3:04 as they near the end of the second set. Grizz were on a 4-1 run since the Lumberjacks cut it to a point, but again, as expected, back and forth we go. The Jacks get a big side out.
And we see Hassan check back into the game here, so watch for her to get that ball again. She's been the one that has been the most effective on the offensive end for the Jacks.
Outside Howell, a powerful swing. Needed the radar gun for that one. Outside Anderson, Howell will try the soft touch this time, just ticks the tape. Back we go, here's Anderson, NAU on offense. Hassan sets it up in the middle, and Newton knows what to do with it.
Yeah, absolutely, and right there, they run that middle pretty effectively, and it's a high middle. It's like a 1.5. So traditionally teams run it like a little bit faster in the middle and then slower to the pins. And NAU a little bit slower in the middle, try to be as quick as they can to the pins. As you see, they got the ace ticking off the tape down for the winner.
I was gonna say, was Kate Hatch practicing that when they were in their walkthrough here this morning? That one just hit the right part of the tape, nearly had another ace. Good job by Montana to regroup. NAU trying to get in system. Grizz first touch from Moreno. Outside to Howell, takes a big swing from the left side. Grizz slow it down at the net, but it's not enough. And Northern Arizona has climbed all the way back to tie this up at 20.
Great serving team, I'm telling you. With that short serve, they were able to get the Grizzlies off balance. Grizzlies need to call a timeout now because as soon as that first contact happened and they weren't able to get themselves into system, the whole rally after that just kind of crumbled and dominoed, and they didn't have a good possession after that. Couldn't get a good swing. They're out of balance.
Let's hit rewind. It was 13-6 Montana. That was the largest lead of this match. What has Northern Arizona done to climb back to make it 20-20?
Settled down, started siding out, little by little, worked themselves up, and then you had those aces by Chernus, and now the great serving again right now to get the Grizzlies out of system, and now you got 20-20, it's tight.
Take me into Montana's huddle. If you're Allison Lawrence, what are you telling your team right now?
The same thing that Coach Murphy told them, like when they were calling the timeout. It's just about resettling and gaining control over it. And right now, honestly, at 20-20, it's the first to 5. And the Grizzlies have dominated for the majority of this set until this NAU last comeback. So I think you're just about relaxing, settling down, and making that final push.
I think for a lot of folks that have not been in the arena, let's say for volleyball, how much of this at this point is trusting the process rather than making it mental and saying, hey, it's a race to 5, rather than let's just play each point freely?
Yes, exactly. I think that's exactly what it is, and I think that's what both teams need to do.
So Kate Hatch will serve it. The Lumberjacks trying to take the lead as Allison Lawrence used her first timeout of the match. She didn't need one in the opening set as the Grizz won 25-20, trying to beat Northern Arizona here in Missoula for the first time since 2011. The swing goes wide and the Jacks move in front.
And they went right to Jolly on that slide in this two-hitter. This rotation is a difficult one for the Grizzlies because they're in the two-hitter, but Clark's not in the two-hitter, and so that's why they have Paige Clark in that one spot, so that she can be the outside in the two-hitter. More difficult in that rotation. That's the rotation they probably side out the least in.
It was the first deficit for Montana in this set. It did not last for long as Hatch tried the soft touch that couldn't quite get over. We're tied up at 21. It's a race to 4. More on the outside. Grizz able to dig it up. Getting it across is Clark. Lumberjacks corral it, and the block at the net for Montana combined. Paige Clark and Elise Jolly.
And that's a big block right there by Clark, because I saw that ball go to that right side and go to Hassan. I'm like, oh, she's going to have that line again. She didn't, tried to come back in. Clark and Jolly able to shut it down. That's a huge defensive play.
Back and forth we go. Grizz 3 points away from a monumental lead. Here's Hatch. Lumberjacks scrambling. Grizz set it up. It's Anderson outside. Clark again. Good dig in the back row. Overpass will set up Montana. They can't take advantage. In the middle again, Newton. First contact for Moreno. Outside Clark. Soft touch dug up by NAU. Outside 2-0 Ketter. Moore gets it across. Good effort from the Grizzlies. Anderson goes wide this time. Velocity from Paige Clark somehow dug up by NAU. Best rally of the night so far. Moreno to Anderson. Grizz will get it across. Dug up by O'Ketter in the middle. Newton, soft touch. It's saved by Moreno. We're still alive. Here is Hatch again to Moore, and Northern Arizona wins the marathon points.
That was a fantastic rally, and really, like through the first 3 possessions, the Grizzlies were definitely ahead in that rally. They had the best swings. The turnaround point was the Chernus dig off of that Clark swing. At that point, that dig, that's when everything changed. Both teams naturally start to get pretty tired through those rallies, and they get a little bit less explosive, but that dig changed the momentum of that rally right there.
When you look at junior leader and Carly Anderson, she's kind of chuckling right now thinking, man, both teams played so well on that point. Kind of tip your cap moment. 22-22. This has been a fantastic Big Sky Conference match here through nearly 2 sets. Grizz keep it alive. Moreno to the outside, Clark. Slowed down by Kate Hatch. To the outside now, Chernus. Grizz on the attack this time. Anderson sets up Clark again, and the Grizz are back in front.
And it's a good thing for the Grizzlies, because their first swing that Clark had, she had a single, and she didn't take it home. And that right there, the single not taking it home, you get a little worried when that happens, when they prolong the rally that way. Grizzlies lucky enough to get another possession as Clark was able to put it away against tougher circumstances.
That was the 10th kill for Paige Clark, the 15th time in 18 matches she has reached double figures. Anderson, a quick one this time that Ellie Scherfius will bring home. And
Scherfius, who's been a little bit quiet during this second set, they're able to get back to her now, give the Grizzlies set point in set number 2.
Up by 2. It's been fantastic back and forth. Grizz led by as many as 7. Northern Arizona nudged in front at 21-20. Grizz with a set point, and it's blocked in the middle. Montana goes up 2-0.
And that right there, Clark able to step in. She was helping on that other side against the blocker. They had 4 hands in front of Northern Arizona on that swing. They're able to get that block and take the set number 2, so now they're up 2-0.
All tied up at 22. The Grizz get a 3-0 run at the perfect time. What was the difference?
You know, honestly, they've been here before, and they've had a couple of great swings, and honestly, it was Clark, Scherfius, a little bit too much heat on that ball.
Well, the Grizz are 1 set away from beating Northern Arizona for the first time in Missoula since 2011. Don't go anywhere. We'll have the 3rd set for you next here on ESPN+.